You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, General Hospital fans. It is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I've got your early edition weekly spoilers for the week of December 25th through the 29th for your favorite ABC soap opera. Before we dig in, if you haven't already, please reach down, click subscribe so you don't miss any of our updates, spoilers, and more. By now, if you are current on the show, you should have seen at least Monday the 18th and Tuesday the 19th on General Hospital. Real quick, before I get into the early spoilers, I am going to tell you what's happening the end of this week, just to give you some context for what we're going to see next week. So I'm going to run through it really fast. On Wednesday, we have Dex increasingly worried about Adam's behavior. Adam is the dorm room friend of Joss and Trina. He is taking Ritalin, which is amphetamines. He is having panic attacks. He has that crush on Joss, and there's just so much going on with him. And speaking of Joss, if you haven't noticed, there's a new person in her place. Actress Courtney Falk has stepped in to replace Eden McCoy temporarily. There's no word officially on why this has happened, but we do know, of course, that Eden's mom passed away in November after, I think it was a cancer battle. It was cancer. It had been going on for almost 3 years. And so maybe she just needed a break. I mean, completely understandable, but she will be back. Aidan and Elizabeth have a heart-to-heart mom and son talk, and Anna and Valentin realize something. We saw at the end of Tuesday's episode that basically they were arresting Brennan. They had arrested Roman, who immediately asked for a deal, which was interesting. He was ready to roll over on Brennan. So they're going to arrest Brennan, I guess. And the thing is, I don't think they're going to be able to hold him. And he's the head of the WSB. So that's interesting. So I'm wondering what Anna and Valentin realize. Stella and Marshall get closer midweek. And Laura and Kevin are very worried about Charlotte Cassadine, which is a good thing to be worried about. Thursday the 21st, Spinelli confronts Cody and warns him. Anna needs Kevin's help. And Lois and Tracy have a nice verbal throwdown, which I'm looking forward to. And Michael tries to calm Ned down. And of course, it's interesting because I'll have to tell you, the whole Michael Nina thing this week where Ned's blackmailing her and she went to Michael and told him about it and basically reverse blackmailed Michael about it, which I'm not a big Michael fan right now. And Dante updates Sonny, I think about the Metro Court shooter, but also I'm sure about the whole Brennan and Carly thing and all that. Friday, December 22nd. It's the annual reading of The Night Before Christmas over at the hospital. I hope, since we just saw Liesl Obrecht in town, that Kathleen Gotti is, of course, reading it. I always like her scary, creepy version, but she's kind of chilled out some since then. So if she does read it, it might be sweet, or maybe they'll have Leslie Charlson do it. She's done it before. And Carly is surprised on Friday, and I wonder if that's by a visit from Cyrus. And Christina makes her case to Molly and TJ. Basically, they're worried because of the length of the surrogacy process, that they're asking too much of Christina for her to take too much time out of her life. So I think she's going to explain to them why it's not a big deal. And Jordan warns Cyrus. She puts him on notice. And Esme makes a gesture to Spencer for the holidays. Then going into the week of the 25th through the 29th, I just want to say, by the way, that yesterday was the 1-year anniversary of Sonia Eddy's death. She passed away December 19th, 2022. Of course, she played Epiphany Johnson, and she won a posthumous Daytime Emmy Award for her top-notch work. So obviously she is still missed and will remain missed. And there's a General Hospital primetime special coming after Christmas on January 4th to celebrate the 60th anniversary. There's going to be cast from past and present, behind-the-scene footage. We're going to have Maurice Benard, who plays Sonny, Jane Elliott, who plays Tracy, Janie Francis, who plays Laura, Finola Hughes, who plays Anna, Kelly Monica, who plays Sam, and Laura Wright, who plays Carly, plus some past cast members. Emma Sams as Holly, Rick Springfield as Noah Drake. I love that throwback. And Amber Tamblyn, she was Emily Quartermain, I believe. It's been a minute. I watched back then. I was just trying to remember, and I wrote Emily in my notes. And Stephen A. Smith as Brick, and Val Chmerkovsky I'd probably mangled that name from Dancing with the Stars is showing up as well. And I know he's been on there. Just for the life of me, I can't recall when. All right. The week of the 25th through the 29th, we have Spencer doing Christmas Eve at the house of his love, Trina. Trina, of course, is thrilled, and Portia is never, ever happy to see him. And that's kind of interesting. Portia winds up pulling Spencer aside for one of her infamous chats, where she says horrible things behind her daughter's back, but it looks like this talk goes better than usual. Trina still has no idea that this is happening and what her mother has been doing. But this time, when Portia starts asking him questions, Spencer really impresses her with some sincere things that he says about Trina. And it sounds like she's actually softening on the Sprina coupling. Spencer brings a very special gift for Trina, and the family is doing a craft project, making an ornament for the tree to remember 2023. Spencer offers to leave and let it be just family, but Portia actually asked him to stay. So that's interesting. And some of the other early spoilers, a dark cloud looms over New Year's celebrations for a few troubled souls. We'll probably see that late in the week. And in terms of troubled people, Adam springs to mind. We know that there's suicide and stuff at the holidays, and this kid's got mental health issues. Ava springs to mind because she is really having issues. And Nina springs to mind because she is about to be busted. So very interesting, because it looks like we now know who is going to blab to Sonny about his wife calling the SEC on his ex-wife. Because on the most recent episode, while Nina was doing that reverse blackmail thing on Michael, of course, she spelled everything out, as one does in public when you're trying to hide a secret, And remember, she told him that she would tell Carly that he's known all this time that she called the SEC on them. So Cyrus heard them and smiled like the Grinch. Cyrus hates Sonny for always being nasty to him. Of course, completely understandable, and Cyrus completely deserves it. But Sonny just had him kicked out of the nativity, which I thought was pretty much hilarious. And he was very, very mad about that. So nothing is going to stop him from ruining Sonny's marriage. He is going to definitely enjoy it. So what I wonder is if Cyrus is going to tell Sonny, or if he's going to tell Carly to do the maximum amount of damage. I don't think Sonny would even let him get the words out, but Carly would definitely listen. And then that spoiler for December 22nd saying Carly is surprised. And I wonder if it's by a visit from Cyrus, and then it spills out into next week. Of course, we will have no new episode on Monday, the 25th. They gave us a new episode on Thanksgiving Day, but so far as I know, we're not getting a new episode on Christmas Day. If that changes, I will update you when we do the full weekly spoilers video once those are all out. So I kind of hope it's Cyrus telling Carly, and that he's going to tell her that Michael knows, that Ned knows, because those are things that Cyrus now knows, because that would just be very, very interesting. All right, that's everything we have for early spoilers. Next week, I'm excited to see what happens when Christmas and New Year's roll into Port Charles. If you haven't already, please reach down, click subscribe so you don't miss any of our updates, drop your comments, and definitely come back soon, because we're here talking General Hospital 7 days a week. As always, this is Belinda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.